Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boredom Busters. I'm Maddie Paul, and whether you're looking for food, family-friendly fun, or just a way to give back, Boredom Busters shows you local weekend events and activities that bring neighbors together. We're going to start off right away with something that you could be doing this weekend. And if you're in the Sioux Falls area, I encourage you to try to expand your boundaries a little bit. Maybe get out to somewhere like Minnesota. Luverne? We're going to discover the movie magic of the Luverne Palace Theatre. Going out to Minnesota can be a fun time, even Luverne. We're about to tell you why. Sean's joining me now. And Sean, for someone who has never been to the Luverne Palace Theatre before, how would you describe that theater experience to them?
Well, I wouldn't describe it as modern. It is like stepping back in time. The entire theater is decorated in an Art Deco style that kind of harkens back to the 1940s. And the entire theater just swallows you up in that feeling. The smell of the popcorn gets you in the mood for a film. And it's a great experience for the entire family.
Hmm. So you're talking about the historical aspects to this theater. I mean, could you explain some of the history behind the theater?
Certainly. It was constructed in 1915 and was originally designed as a kind of a vaudeville playhouse, along with silent movies that could be shown. In fact, we still show silent movies here to this day. This year is the 100th anniversary of our pipe organ. So we're
Mm.
going to have some organ concerts, some silent films that kind of would show what the palace was doing and what it felt like back when it was fresh and brand new and just newly opened.
Wow.
Um, when the silent movies fell off and the talking pictures came along, the owners at the time they invested in the palace and put a sound system in there and continued showing movies all the way up to well, today we show movies on the weekends.
Wow. Okay, so then what's your favorite like historical fact about the theater?
My favorite historical fact. I've got a couple.
Okay.
I would say my most favorite historic fact is probably the pipe organ, like I mentioned. There are only four of them, I believe, left in existence that still operate. Ours is the only one that is still in its operational position where it was installed originally.
Wow.
The others have been sold off and moved, but ours is right where the installation guys put it, and it still works to this day.
Now that is a good fact. Okay, I'll give it to you there. That's a really good one. You know, what kind of reception do you hear from people who come to experience the theater for the first time or even regularly?
It's the nostalgia factor. It really, even if you weren't alive back in the heyday of kind of the Hollywood stars and all of that, you feel like you're right there in it. It is decorated to the point where even the textures of the walls and the seats can bring you right back to that feel of being in a movie theater in the 1940s.
Wow.
And
So
everyone that comes in there loves it. They say they want to come back for either a movie or a theater, or we have live music. Anything they can see in there and capture that feeling. They really enjoy it.
So then when you pick films that come in or those live music events that are coming in too, are you trying to pick things that also evoke nostalgia for people or will it be like new films? Like what's that process like of picking what's going to come to the theater?
On the weekends, we typically will show new films, this as new as we possibly can. We will go back into the vault and try and show things for special occasions. But for the most part, it's all new films that you would be able to see in any other movie theater.
Awesome. So then what film will be featured for this weekend?
This weekend, we have the movie David. It's the animated feature, family friendly, and has been doing really well at the box office. So usually that typically means that everybody likes it and it's a well made movie. And we've got the performances. We have the dates and times right there. Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. this weekend, and then Sunday afternoon we have a matinee at 2 p.m.
Is there any other events going on this weekend or some weekends ahead if people wanted to start planning now?
Well, we typically have movies every weekend in that Friday, Saturday night at 7 and Sunday afternoon at 2. Next weekend, we have a performance of our local dance troupe, Spotlight Dance. They will be there on Sunday afternoon. That's pretty adorable. All the little dancers go out there and they do their thing on the stage, and moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas crammed in, and they are just so proud. It's a great event to go check out, and it's a wonderful community event as well.
Well, then,
Coming up at the
I'm sorry, go ahead. You're talking about more things. I want to hear more things.
coming up at the end of February, we have a local production of A Tale of Robin Hood. It is a stage play written, directed, produced, and acted by an all local talent from the Luverne area.
Hmm.
So we're pretty excited about that. And then about a month after that, we have our local community theater group, Green Earth Players, are going to be doing a production of a show called Miss Nelson is Missing. If you have any elementary school kids in your house, you'll be familiar with that book. And that's looking like it's going to be a great show as well.
Wow. I love all the films that are tied with the theater and then all these performance aspects that are coming into. But besides going out to watch movies or these performances, how else can people become involved with the Luverne Palace Theater?
Well, we've got social media, so you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure that you can keep up with what we have going on this weekend, future weekends. And we also have a web page where you can buy tickets for events. You can also keep track of what's going on there. You can donate to our cause. We're always looking for people who are willing to help out there in that regard. We are a nonprofit that keeps it opening. All of our workers are volunteer people who are there giving their time to make sure that the spirit of the palace and the experience of having a movie there or a play performance or live music happens so that everybody can enjoy it. So if you can help out, that's great. Otherwise, you can volunteer if you'd like. There's nothing like learning how to make special palace popcorn.
Oh.
That's it's a rite of passage for every volunteer, and it's a wonderful experience. It smells delicious, and yeah, it's a wonderful way to be involved.
And popcorn's my favorite snack, so of course you're like hitting my heart right now about this. Sounds like so much fun. Still thinking about that popcorn. I really am. Well, coming up after the break, I'll stop thinking about popcorn. I'm going to start thinking about that forecast because we're going to bring in Scott Munt to take a look at the weekend forecast. And I do have a spoiler alert. It's going to be a little bit chilly. So stay with us. We're going to hear from Scott when we come back after the break. You are watching Boredom Busters. Welcome back to Boredom Busters. This song is so much fun. I'm glad Paul Farmer gave it to me to use for Boredom Busters. Well, okay, we'll play that song later when Perry comes back because Perry will be reading his Boredom Busters list at the end of the show. So make sure you stick around if you want to hear a whole list of what's going on Saturday and Sunday here in the Kellerland area. But if you are heading out the door, what are the temperatures going to feel like? Well, let's hear from Scott Munt. All right, Scott Munt, give me the good news about the weekend forecast.
Well, let's see. The good news about the weekend forecast is that it is a weekend.
Oh, that's that's great news. Okay.
You will be off of work.
Right? I will be. Will you?
Sometimes you never know.
I know. I think it's always a little bit of a surprise.
Know. So, as you know, Melanie would ask, "Hey, are you working this weekend?" I go, "So far, I'm not."
We'll see.
But sometimes you have to come running in here for one reason or another.
We'll know by the weekend.
But I would say slowly warming. Now, before we get into the weekend, Friday, wind chill values, minus teens, minus 20s. That will come back for eastern Kellerland. And then we'll slowly warm. Now, as we slowly warm, we're bringing in a little bit more moisture. So we can see snow showers Saturday, spill over into Sunday, and late in the day on Saturday in the east and southeast. A little bit sooner, central, northeastern South Dakota.
But what if I wanted to go out and I don't want the snow to come along with me?
Well, then...
Don't be east of South Dakota then?
You'll have to have a big bubble around you as you walk around.
Oh,
so you'd be like the opposite of a snow globe. See, the snow will be on the outside.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Not on the inside.
My little force field or something?
Yeah.
Okay, make it happen.
It's light snow, but we'll have to also watch maybe for a wintry mix that can show up in central South Dakota. And we'll see how far to the east that goes. That will happen. I think the best chance for that will be Saturday, maybe running into Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Okay, this is all in response to trying to bring in some warmer temperatures for this weekend. So we'll have numbers probably in the teens on Friday, maybe even colder for some, for highs. 20s come in Saturday, and then we'll see what we can do about bringing those temperatures to the lower 30s on Sunday. So it's a process we have to go through.
Speaking of a process, we're almost done with January. We're going into February after this weekend. And like that to me is kind of like mind boggling. We talked about this on Inside the Newsroom, like sticking up with New Year's resolutions and all those things, which by the way, we don't have.
This is so funny because when people say, oh my God, I can't believe we're already in February, things like that. I'm like, do I need to get you a calendar? You know,
So you
it's not like we
remember?
change the number of days in the month.
Stop it. Stop that nonsense. You remember when you were on, what was it, like 2 weeks ago for Boredom Busters? I told you about some holidays going around on the weekend.
Some holidays going around on the weekend.
Like national and international
Oh,
holidays. I'll
that-
just tell you some.
Okay, those aren't real holidays.
No, they're real. First of all.
Okay,
'cause
in your
listen to
mind,
this,
they're
yeah.
real.
No,
Okay.
they're real. This
Let's
Saturday.
go. What's going on this time?
This Saturday, where is it? Is National Hot Chocolate Day.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Warm inside.
Exactly. So I
So
think
there
it
you go.
works
When
for
you're
that.
outside dealing with
Oh yeah, don't
these
worry
snow
about
showers.
don't worry about that. It also says it's Grammy Awards Day, but I thought Grammys were on a Sunday. Wait, is it the 31st? Yeah, the 31st is Saturday. It says Grammy
Yeah.
Awards Day for the 31st, and I'm like, I thought the Grammys
It's just
were
a
on Sunday.
precursor to the Grammys on Sunday.
Okay, well let's look at February 1st holidays now. I didn't pre-look at these ones.
Holidays. Isn't there a better term for that? It's not a holiday. Can I go to the Hallmark store and buy a card for National Hot Chocolate Day?
I think you should. You know,
No,
one day,
can
one
I?
day.
Is
well,
it available?
You could make it yourself and sell it. We always talk
For
about
Maddie's-
business ideas here.
For Maddie's national holidays. That's what you need to label this as.
These holidays.
Then
are
I
crazy.
understand what's going on.
Trying to find what's going on. Hold on, I'm trying to find a good one. National Get Up Day. It's a cause.
It's every day.
National Get Up Day.
Yeah, get up and get out of bed.
It's Texas Day apparently on February 1st.
Texas.
Makes me think of Texas Roadhouse though.
Well, there you go. You can celebrate by
That's
going
how we
there.
celebrate in South Dakota by going to Texas
You
Roadhouse.
can go there.
Oh, there's not really a lot of good ones on February 1st. It's Car Insurance Day apparently. So if you need car insurance, I guess that's the day to
Do they
really
give you a discount?
Well, it's always a lot of fun with Scott Munt. And you can see more of us on Inside the Newsroom or check out Scott Munt and Brian Karsten's show, Whether or Not on Kellyland Plus. If you want to hear more about what the weekend forecast will look like, too, because I know that Scott and I kind of, we went off track a little bit there. That was my fault. It's a lot of fun. Also, Grammys are on Sunday. Had to look at that. I was very confused with that national holiday list. Anyway, let's get back on track with Boredom Busters, give you some weekend events that are coming up. We're going to talk about a winter weekend activity coming up next after the break, so stay with us. You're watching Boredom Busters. And welcome back to Boredom Busters. Along with the freezing weather comes a winter activity many anglers enjoy. So Marauder Shot takes us to Catfish Bay to hear about an upcoming tournament that is catering to ice fishing.
While the boats are hibernating, the water is still active at Catfish Bay as crews get ready for the annual Ice Fish Fest.
We're putting up tents on the ice. We're getting all the area roped off. We're getting ready for Ice Fish Fest 2026, and preparing for upwards of 1,000 people will be out here for the day.
We're trying to set up to have a facility at the moment for people to turn in their fish, plus concession area for people to come in and warm up, because it still will be a little chilly on Saturday, but thankfully it'll be at least hopefully in the 20s, which is perfect for ice fishing.
Over the course of the next few days, preparations will continue for the state's largest pre-drilled hole tournament.
We'll come out here at about 6 o'clock on Saturday morning, and we'll have a dozen guys with a dozen augers working their way across Catfish Bay, and they'll drill 1,500 plus holes, so people have a choice of holes throughout the day to where they want to go.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, there was only 6 to 7 inches of ice here. Now, they're doing just fine.
Now I think we're pushing a lot more than 12, so we're doing good.
With this being the only chance each year people get to ice fish at Catfish Bay, the crews hope people decide to come out.
We're so close to Sioux Falls to have people bring out their kids and be a part of an ice fishing tournament so they can get involved with something that they have a passion for and get their kids involved with them. So it's pretty neat since we're so convenient to Sioux Falls for it.
All right, we have more coming up next for Boredom Busters, so stay with us. Perry Groten will join us to read the iconic Boredom Busters list for both Saturday and Sunday. So let's see what's going on in the Kettleland area. We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back to Boredom Busters, everybody. Perry Groten is here in the house. Hi, Perry.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm great. I want to hear about what's going on this weekend, even though it's going to be cold. Let's hear it.
It'll be cold, but there's still plenty of stuff. Weather shouldn't be too much of an issue for a lot of these events.
Yes.
This is the last chance to vote for your favorite burger during the Downtown Burger Battle in Sioux Falls. 50 businesses are competing for bragging months during the month-long competition, which ends officially today. Burgers are rated on flavor, patty, toppings, bun, and presentation.
I can't believe it's over already.
Already.
I feel like it just started. Now we're going to go into February.
Yeah, and then we're going to be talking about sandwiches. That's coming up later on Sunday.
Got that one.
For Sunday Boredom Busters. The Ice Fish Fest at Catfish Bay in Sioux Falls features thousands of dollars in prize money and raffles, including a $5,000 payout for the biggest fish caught. Gates open at 10:30 a.m. The competition runs from 1 to 4 p.m. with award presentations to follow. Learn how to ice fish at the outdoor campus in Sioux Falls. Anglers of all ages are invited to attend free classes at 10 a.m. and at 1 p.m. All equipment will be provided, and be sure to dress for the weather. That's very important. The League of Women Voters is hosting a legislative coffee featuring local state lawmakers sharing their views on important issues facing South Dakota. It's taking place at the Hub Auditorium at Southeast Technical College in Sioux Falls from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Voters can meet informally with their legislators before and after the event. Drop-in crafts at AMC Collective in Sioux Falls include making your own pine cone snowy owls, pipe cleaner snowflakes, and snowman beaded keychains. The hours are 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday's hours are 1 to 4. This is your final chance to meet a furry new friend at a downtown Sioux Falls coffee shop. The Catitude Cafe closes its doors for good after regular business hours today. The Black Hills Stock Show and Rodeo in Rapid City features horse and livestock competitions, trade shows, job fairs, merchandise for sale, live music, and pro rodeo events. Activities are taking place daily at the Monument and at the Central States Fairgrounds through February 7th. Movies playing at the Historic State Theater in downtown Sioux Falls include One Battle After Another, Resurrection, and Black Beauty. The Palace Theater in Luverne, Minnesota is featuring David, rated PG. Showtime is 7 p.m. Sunday's matinee is at 2 o'clock. Tickets are $8 for adults and $6 for children. Great Bear Ski Valley in Sioux Falls is open for skiing and snowboarding from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tubing hours are 9 to 8:30 p.m. And enjoy skiing and snowboarding in the Northern Black Hills. Terry Peak Ski Area is open this weekend from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Time.
Mountain Time.
And that is your Saturday Boredom Busters.
Yay. Well, I know you got some good ones for us
There's
for
more
Sunday
coming up
too,
on
right?
Sunday, absolutely.
Let's hear it.
Okay, American Legion Post 15 in Sioux Falls is hosting an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast. Serving time is 8:30 to noon at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance. The cost is $8 for adults and $2 for children. Now that's followed by the Four Chaplains Memorial Service, 2 to 4 p.m., featuring the singing Legionnaires. And I'd like to talk a little bit about who the four chaplains were. This goes back to World War II, when a U.S. transport ship was struck by a torpedo fired from a German submarine back in 1943. Of course, all the soldiers on board were trying to get off the ship as it was sinking, and these chaplains were there to kind of settle their nerves and calm them down, and handing out life jackets. Well, during that process, they actually ran out of life jackets, and so these four chaplains, all from one I believe was a Catholic, a Protestant, and a Jewish chaplain, and I also believe it was a Dutch Reformed chaplain. What they did was they took off their life jackets and gave it to the other troops on the ship so they could get to safety. And those soldiers who got off the boat watched the ship sink with the four chaplains on board, and they were praying as they went under and perished.
Wow.
So this service will be a chance for the public to commemorate the self-sacrifice of those four chaplains.
Thank you for explaining that, Perry.
Yeah, it's quite an amazing story, and just shows you what kind of what it means to serve your country in the most profound and honorable way. But there are other events taking place today, on Sunday rather. This is the first day of the South Side Slamwich. 16 restaurants on the south side of Sioux Falls will be competing to determine the most flavorful and creative sandwich. Customers can vote for their favorite through the end of the month. Enjoy a Sunday serenade with Dakota String Quartet and the Dakota Wind Quintet performing masterpieces of chamber music in the Augustana University's Hamry Recital Hall. The concert is at 1 o'clock. The Old Courthouse Museum in downtown Sioux Falls is featuring the exhibit Parades, Picnics, and Pageants South Dakota Celebrates in commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the United States. The exhibit includes images from the Kelloland Gold Rush from 1961. Museum hours are noon to 5. Spend the day at a zoo in Sioux Falls. The Great Plains Zoo is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The new Reptile Adventure Zoo is open from 11 to 6. The Wells Fargo Cinedome and Sweetland Planetarium features T-Rex, Unseen Universe, 321 Liftoff, Wings Over Water, and Experience the Aurora. New movie releases playing at a theater near you include Send Help, Iron Lung, and Shelter, all rated R. Enjoy a midwinter dip in the pool at the Midco Aquatic Center in Sioux Falls. Today's hours are noon to 5. The West Side Recreation Center off Ellis Road in Sioux Falls also features a pool along with workout areas and a play area for kids. Today's hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Lace up a pair of skates at Jacobson Plaza in Sioux Falls. The Ice Ribbon is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Admission is $5. Skate rentals are $3. And Great Bear Ski Valley in Sioux Falls is open for skiing and snowboarding from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tubing hours are 9 to 4:30. Races to benefit Make-A-Wish start at 1 p.m. It costs $10 to enter.
I think this is like one of the first weeks where we're not talking about football either.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, now we're moving on from football and looking forward to, I guess, more winter-related sports, ice skating, skiing, and that kind of thing.
Winter Olympics, maybe?
Winter Olympics,
man,
yeah.
There's so much going on.
There really is.
Well, we're wrapping up on time, Perry. Anything else you want to tell our viewers before we go?
Just stay warm and don't be bored.
Don't be bored. Well, thank you all for watching Boredom Busters for this week. We'll see you next week with some more. Until then, have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye-bye.